The free agent rumors and speculation are really starting to ramp up, and now we have brand new information that an AL opposition is looking to acquire one of the big name bats from the Boston Red Sox lineup this past season in free agency this offseason. I'm here to break down all the moving parts, so let's get to it and break down how free agency is really starting to heat up specifically for this Boston Red Sox team. Now, you've heard me as well as Evan in previous videos break down how Tyler O'Neill has been a very significant piece for this Boston Red Sox team this past season, as he was his first year out of St. Louis, and he really proved that it didn't matter if he was in St. Louis or in Boston or really wherever for that matter. He was going to actually produce statistically, and he was going to do it at a high level. Now, we can look at his offensive production through Baseball Savant here. He's an above average hitter really everywhere. He's a great offensive piece. He batted anywhere from 3, 4, or 5 for this Boston Red Sox team, and he really did a damn good job leading the squad in home runs with 31 this past year. And again, he's not a bad fielder, and he has above average speed. I know it's close. Again, when you look at the percentiles, he's ranked just above 50, so it's right there. But again, above average speed, he is a good fielder due to his arm strength and his ability to cover ground at a decent rate with that just above average speed. And then if you look at the offensive production, it goes without saying, with the 31 home runs, playing in 100 plus games this past year, he played very well for this Boston Red Sox team, and in doing so, he really got re-evaluated and revalued going into free agency this offseason, and it seems like he's going to be getting paid somewhere along the lines of $90 million to whatever suitor seems to go out and pay Tyler O'Neill. Now, this article written by Jackson Roberts titled "Red Sox $90 million free agent named fit for surprising AL playoff team," going on to say, could Boston face an old friend in the postseason someday? Now, we all hate when we see Boston Red Sox key players and significant players go to free agency, not get paid and brought back by this Boston Red Sox team, and they walk to competitors in the AL, and obviously specifically moments when they go to the Yankees, and we just have to we hate it, and it's horrible, and it's the worst thing that can happen to a Boston Red Sox fan, especially if you're a specific fan to that specific player. But again, we'll move on because hopefully it doesn't seem like he's going to New York. As this article goes on to say, unfortunately for the Red Sox, the Royals also appear to be a threat to steal away the Red Sox home run leader from 2024. Outfielder Tyler O'Neill was named a top fit for the Royals in free agency by Jody Jones of Fansided. And I have the quote here by Jody Jones where he goes on to say, and I quote, "The Royals were interested in acquiring O'Neill last offseason but couldn't strike a deal with the St. Louis Cardinals, who ultimately traded the outfielder to the Boston Red Sox," Jones said. O'Neill is an ideal everyday left fielder and could be a great fit for Kansas City in 2025. And that is the end of the quote from Jones. And again, I can't say it's a bad idea for the Kansas City Royals. And the reason I say that is because obviously Tyler O'Neill, off the season he just had offensively and not being a liability on the field, he had a great season. Obviously, if they want to go out and pay him and improve their outfield, it wouldn't be a bad pick. Just unfortunately for the Red Sox, they are in the AL. They're in the same conference. We're going to see the Royals again. And honestly, based off how it went this year, we did pretty damn good. Obviously, we lost the first game that we played to them, but then we went on a 4-game win streak, and then we lost the final matchup between the Red Sox and the Royals. But again, we won 4 out of the 6 games, went 4-2 for the season against these Kansas City Royals, who again did end up making the playoffs. And again, the Boston Red Sox obviously did not, as they were 5 games better than these Boston Red Sox, sitting at 86-76, as we again were at 81-81 at dead even. So again, if these Royals are able to go out and replace someone like Tommy Pham or MJ Melendez, who are both playing corner outfield spots, who aren't horrible baseball players by any stretch of the means, but again, they lack in some areas. Obviously, Melendez and Pham aren't great offensively, but again, Pham has great speed. Melendez has just above average speed and a great arm. Pham can steal bags, but again, is at the age of 36. How much longer is he going to be a significant piece on a competitive baseball team, especially in a conference? I know both conferences are very competitive, but again, in the American League, these teams at the top are going to be good for a long time, and they're going to be good from top to bottom. So again, the Royals seem like a really good fit for Tyler O'Neill. I think O'Neill is going to be doing well regardless of where he's playing baseball. Whether it's in St. Louis, like he started his first 6 years of his career before coming to Boston, and again having a phenomenal season for these Boston Red Sox last season. And again, unfortunately for Tyler O'Neill, it's just we have too much talent in the outfield. There's really no other way to say it. We have so much talent, let alone the talent that's not even playing on the MLB stage yet. As we go on through the article, losing O'Neill could be seen as sustainable, as the already loaded Boston Red Sox outfield will likely gain number one prospect Roman Anthony soon. Parting with a proven 30-homer bat is always a risk, though, and it would it would be made all the worse if O'Neill came back to haunt the Red Sox with Kansas City. And again, Jackson is not wrong here, Jackson Roberts is not wrong here, because again, they're in the same conference. We're going to see them 5 times at least next year. If we don't run into them in the playoffs, it's going to be competitive. And again, if Tyler O'Neill goes out there and he signs with the Royals and his offensive production stays level, if not gets a little bit better with the Royals, they are going to be just as good as they were this year. Again, making life making life a bit harder for these Boston Red Sox organization, especially if Roman Anthony is one of those outfielders next season, and it does take a little bit of a growth period to really get him going. Again, obviously, I have faith in Abreu and Duran and Rafael, who can play all of the outfield and second and short, who, again, multi-tool player. He's going to be good, very, very good for a long time. But again, losing someone with the offensive production that Tyler O'Neill had is definitely going to play a factor on this Boston Red Sox team. I don't think there's really any way around it. So it's going to be very interesting. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this and possibly seeing Tyler O'Neill walk to an AL foe, an AL opposition, if you will, in the Kansas City Royals that were damn good this past year with Bobby Witt, and the great arms they have starting that game with Lugo, and just obviously Brady Singer is another young arm for that Kansas City Royals team. It is going to be very, very interesting to see if they go out and acquire a big name like Tyler O'Neill and just what they will pay for him, as again, he's estimated to get paid anywhere from $85 million to $90 million this offseason. And again, based off of last season, it is damn well deserving because of the offensive production. And again, not being a liability in the field, being able to play left or right field if need be. And again, if you can still throw him at DH and get a great load of production, and he might even steal a few bags for you. Obviously, he's not the biggest base stealer, but again, with just plus level speed, I wouldn't be surprised if, again, he goes out there next year and steals a handful of bags once again for whatever team ends up going out and paying Mr. Tyler O'Neill. But again, that'll be it for this episode of Red Sox Digest. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.